Hello YouTube guys. Hey, this video is specifically for one person. It's probably somebody out there who's gonna benefit of this information. Well, anyway, I see this guy, Mr. mcall, I think that's his last name. He posted a listing on our group, dump trailers. And he's asking this question. He wants to start a business hauling, I guess, gravel, construction debris. And there's a lot of comments out there, and some of them pretty nasty. They like laughing at him and everything. And I think it's not cool. I mean, if somebody doesn't know, that's why he's asking a question. I did not know how to speak English, so I started asking questions, and that's how I learned, okay? I understand that my accent, it might not be the greatest, might not be the coolest sound, but let you guys be able to understand what I'm saying, okay? So he's one that started doing this business, and so he got a couple questions, a couple advices. And my first advice for him is to go ahead and swap the truck up. If he wants to start hauling, then he needs to start with the F-250, or at least F-250 or 350. Depends on what you're hauling. He's talking about gravel. And depends how much gravel you want to haul, because that material is pretty heavy. Now, if you want to do construction debris, go around the job site, clean ups, and you'll be able to do it just with the F-250, but the F-150 is definitely a no-go. You end up tearing up the transmission. And those little trucks are not made for hauling, even though they advertise as a heavy duty. They're not. You're gonna tear up the transmission. It doesn't have enough power, it doesn't have enough torque on them trucks. So you end up tearing it up. Unless you wanna buy like a 5x8 trailer or 6x10 trailer, which is relatively small. And I'm talking about trailer, I'm not talking about dump trailer. The dump trailer, the smallest you're gonna find is probably gonna be a 5x10. I think a Big Techs make a little 10 SR, and it's a little dump trailer, which is a tandem axle with 3,500 pounds each. And it might be one out there with just single axle, but it's a dump trailer, so it's gonna be heavy. It's not just like a regular utility trailer. So I will definitely advise you to swap the truck out and get you a F-250. Even if it doesn't have to be new, like the one you have right now. I think you say it's 2017. You can get fine with even in 1996 or 1990 for that matter. As long as it's a 3/4 ton truck or half a ton truck, you'll be okay. And so the next thing I want to advise you is that if you're going to start doing that kind of business, you better go and get your commercial insurance, at least for your vehicle that you'll be towing and hauling and be out there on the road, because you're going to have some sort of protection if you're going to do that. You don't want to be into an accident and injure somebody, or somebody turn up and end up suing you, and you won't have any money. You want to be covered by this good commercial insurance, and later on you will have to get your liability and that kind of stuff. But right now, if you just get your commercial insurance, you should be okay. Let me get out there and pay for this load. Stay with me for about a good 2 minutes. Hold on. Hey, I came back. I had to go and pay for my load. I'm here at the landfill, and I'm about to dump this load that I have. It's a small load, maybe. It's like a six yard load. Okay, so back to the point. So first thing you need to get your truck. Second thing you need to get your commercial insurance. Okay. The third thing you're gonna have to have is gonna have to have a DOT number. You're gonna have to get your application at Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration FCMSA, and then gonna have to fill the form 501, I believe it is. Yeah, 501, and you have to register as a new entrance. So you're gonna have to fill your information in, and whether you're hauling interstate or intrastate, one of the two, you're gonna have to Google those words because I'm not very familiar with it. I mean, I know what it means, but my English is not fluent enough to explain here on the video. So you're gonna have to Google those, so just so you know which one you're gonna click on at. So get you a US DOT number, and it's free. You don't have to pay nobody to get that. To get the DOT number, just fill the form up and just submit it. Send it to them. You're gonna get your number, and you print it out. Buy one of those stickers at Walmart or Dollar Tree or anywhere. Those numbers, and you have to put those numbers inside your truck. And those three things are the most basic. And like I say, later on you're gonna have to get your liability insurance, or if you're gonna start hauling for somebody else who requires to have workers' comp and that kind of stuff. But that's later on. Right now, those three things are important. I cannot say go ahead and do it, go ahead and start it with what you have, because you responsible for your decisions. And if you get pulled over by the DOT and you don't have none of that stuff, then you'll be in trouble. Those guys out there, they don't play around. They can give you up to 15, 20 fine, 20 tickets. They find you guilty, and of course you are if you start hauling with F-150 and having these loads, and you over the 10,000 pound limit, at least in Georgia, which is my state. You have those regulations you have to comply with, so you are going to be in trouble. So it's up to you if you want to hop in your truck today and buy your trailer and start hauling. It's totally up to you. For my personal experience, a lot of us started that way. I started my business back in 2016, 2015, I think. Somewhere around the line. I still got the tag for my first trailer that I bought. I think the first tag, it says 2015. Yeah, it had a 15 on it. So yeah, so I started that way as a partial job. I had my full-time job, and I started doing this hauling. But that's been a while. Back then, the DOT was not strictly as it is nowadays in 2021. So, and the insurance, a lot of times it'll cover you even if you had an accident. I never have an accident. I never had an accident, but when I started, so I never had problems. But I do know a lot of guys who had an accident hauling a trailer, and back then, like I said, many years ago, the insurance wouldn't be as strictly as it is today. Today they'll ask you what do you intend to use your vehicle for. If you want to use it for just personal or commercial, or personal and commercial. Of course, you hauling commercial, then it'll be more expensive. That's what a lot of people don't understand, and they want to get in a truck and start hauling for people, get into this business, and they start charging like dirt cheap. And since they don't pay any commercial insurance, they don't pay any liability, they don't get any license, which I guess they're okay. But like I say, this is a free country. Thank you God for the United States of America. Thank you God for the bravest, for the people, you know, who make this nation as strong and live and free. Nothing's free. So thank you God for all those braves, all those founders. You know, you can do whatever you want. But at the same time, you have to comply with the laws. You know, I'm saying that this is the land of freedom because you can do whatever you want. Nobody can tell you do this and do that, okay? But if you want to do it, you have to comply. You know, you have to obey the law. The law is there to be obeyed, so you have to obey the law. So those are the 3 things. Next thing that I'm gonna advise you to, if you're gonna buy F-250, you can get, I wanna say you can get pretty much any bumper pull trailer. You can get 6x12. 6x12 would be a good starter. That was my second trailer that I bought, 6x12. I started with 7x14 because I got me a good deal on it. I made another video where I explained how I got the trailer and everything. So if you want to get a 6x12, after you get your F-250, get you a 6x12 dump trailer, and you'll be all set. You can start it with that. And now, as far as price, you are gonna have to call your local waste management how much they charge as far as dumping fees. You don't have to get with them, and then I guess you can charge accordingly. You know, what are you hauling? If you wanna haul gravel for somebody on your dump trailer, you can, because these trailers are strong enough to make that kind of work. So I guess you're charging by load. Somebody calls me and say, hey, I need 5 yards of gravel. I'll say, fine, I charge you $175 for delivering. I'll go pick it up and I deliver to your place as long as it's within 50 miles of my town. If it's over 15 miles, then I charge them extra. So that's something you're gonna have to take it in consideration. All right. Anything you want to ask, let me know. Call me back. I mean, not call me back, but leave a comment below or something. Hopefully this video was helpful for you and for whoever's watching. Thank you.